All right, good morning, everyone. I'm going to do a little bit of a different video here today. So, more so about my smoker. I get a lot of questions about the smoker I use. I get a lot of flack about the smoker I use as well because, well, the smoker I use is, it's one made by Flow. So a lot of beekeepers or commercial beekeepers don't like Flow hives. They have their place. They're a great hobbyist beekeeper hive for in the backyard and stuff, but everybody's seen my smoker and they've asked a lot about my smoker. So as you can see, it needs to be cleaned out again. But what I'm going to do is, before I light that one up, I am going to open up this brand new one and I'm going to show you guys why I like these smokers so much. So I got a new hive tool that I'm using. It was sent to me by Brad at Faith Apiaries. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know who he is, but if not, check out his channel. All right, so I have looked on the internet. I've looked on Alibaba. I've looked on Temu, a lot of places to see if I can find these smokers. I can't find them anywhere but on the Flow website. So I'm sure I pay a little bit more because of it, but they're worth the little bit of extra money. So let's open them up here. So, you always get the destructions, fire hazards, everything like that. Okay, so when you open these up, nice new shiny smoke here. They do come with your clip so that you can hold it all together. Now, right off the bat, looking at these things, they got a really nice guard, top, bottom, on all the sides, so it keeps the heat on the outside of this can doesn't get as hot, and I'm going to show you why. And it keeps it up off the bottom. It does still have the hook, so you can hook it on the side of your hive. It opens up really nice. The bellows, I think it's pleather, so imitation leather. But the bellows, if you take a look in here, and hopefully you could see this, and I'll try to turn it sideways so you can see it too. Maybe I'll just take a look behind the camera. So as you can see, the top of the bellows actually, or the top of the smoker, has got a flute on here. And that flute actually touches the bellows. Now there is a bit of an opening here, so you don't get too much. But what that does is when you're pumping your, you can go really slow with it, and that still funnels into the smoker. So adding that little bit of a funnel or tube on there from the bellows is a huge help versus some of the other ones that the hole just blows kind of into a hole, or a very small one. But I really like that. Does have a hook so you can easily open the top. Now, when you look inside, this thing I talk about lots. So as you can see on my old one, it does get a little bit plugged off, but a torch, you can just burn that out. And as you can see, it very quickly will burn off that smoke or that buildup in there. And you just use a torch until it gets white and it'll all disappear. So you can easily burn that off. Okay. But what it does, whether you're using grass, I use wood pellets, but if you're using whatever it is and your smoker tips over, that's not going to fall out. So it helps with the fire hazard. And I think everybody knows around here we've had more than our share of fires. So the fact that that is there, and you get some beginner beekeepers, and they're doing this. Well, with the chips, or if it's grass or anything, of course, the ashes and the embers will get down here. Next thing you know, you're blowing those into the hive. All it takes is about an angle like that. But so it helps with that. It helps with that as well. So those keep the chips in there. Okay. Here's the thing that I really like. So if you take a look, this is kind of what your standard smoker will be like. And there's usually just a little disc that goes down in the bottom to hold the chips up off where the bellows comes in. And if you see down in the bottom, see how that bellows is open on the top? So what happens is that actually forces the air kind of in and up, and it comes around this basket. Now, this basket sits inside, which is why this doesn't get as hot as most of the smokers, because there's another whole layer inside. So that stays, oh, I'm going to say 1/4 of an inch away from the outside wall. And this is where your material, whether it's grass, ooh, that made a mess, whether it's grass or wood shavings, or in my case, wood pellets, this holds it all in here. So we have the airflow on the bottom, but more so, we have this airflow all the way around the whole basket. So when you're putting your air in there, the air can flow right around this whole basket. And of course, with the heat, the way that basket fits in there is really, really good. So with the heat constantly flowing up and out, this smoker hardly ever goes out. I know a lot of people will struggle with trying to keep it lit, but I will literally fill this thing just about to the top with these wood pellets. I will light it in the morning, and I have enough fuel in here to take me all the way through till lunchtime. I'll fill it up at lunchtime, and that takes me through the rest of the day. And so basically, I'll go through about 2 of these baskets of fuel a day. But this really, really is a great idea and a super design. So, what do I like? I like the basket. I like the way the flue or the funnel goes in there. The bellows, I've never had any problems with it. This smoker is probably 5 or 6 years old. I still use it. It's still my favorite smoker. They don't go out. I like the stainless steel top, so nothing could fall out. It just really is a really well built smoker. So I know I'm going to catch a lot of flack, but once again, the only place I can find them is Flow. But I strongly recommend this smoker. Thanks for watching.